Next, I'd like to invite Daniel Friedman from the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, one of your own, to address you as a candidate for the class of 2010. Daniel.
President Friedman, trustees, honored guests, officers of administration, faculty, family, friends, and my fellow graduates of the class of 2010, once again, we made it. We made it here today because of the love of our families. We made it here today because of the support of our professors and faculty. We made it here today because of the encouragement of our advisors and friends. But above all, we made it here today because of our unwavering commitment and the hard work we put in for years to get to this glorious moment. Each of us here today have attained what fully less than 10% of our nation has. An education that now embodies more than just the liberal sciences of our humanity, but a higher level of learning that we each sought after to achieve our individual purpose in this world. Yet amid our celebration, we are reminded that the world we enter into is a world darkened by depression, of the economic kind and of the spirit as well. In our time, we have been let down by our political leaders and abandoned by our corporate leaders. In our time, we have seen our political leaders fall because of the insidiousness of corruption, or disappoint us with empty promises we had hoped would come to bear. In our time, we have seen the crumbling of a global economy, highlighted by the collapse of the titanic financial industry, a behemoth that became fraught with greed, entrenched with corruption, and an entity where the powerful preyed upon the weak. Yet amid this collapse, we were told by our leaders time and again, and made to believe with all our heart, the simple words, "Yes, we can." Though we believed it then, sometimes now it seems that we cannot. On this day, in this hall, we have the tools to accomplish in our generation what past generations would not. We have the tools to ensure a future better than our past if each of us should perform acts of public service, even if we should choose to serve in the private sector. We have the tools to recreate the private sector into an entity that serves both the public and itself. In short, we have the tools to once again believe, yes, we can. In this hall, we have business leaders who can redefine the principles of commerce as we know it and make the principles of ethics as paramount a concern as the profits of industry. These leaders can recreate a system paralyzed by the greed of the past and incorporate the public interest without having to sacrifice their own. In this hall, we have financial experts who can build a new financial order out of the rubble of the past by taking upon themselves the added responsibility of considering the limitations of consumers alongside their own interests and profits. In this hall, we have accountants who can spurn the past practices of falsifying records and numbers and protect investors and employees rather than unscrupulous executives. In this hall, we have public administrators who can not only govern independently of political pressures, but can thrive within them and integrate the realities of their political environment into the successful administration of government. In this hall, we have lawyers who can serve the public by fighting for social justice, by prosecuting the agents of corruption among us, and by ensuring that the law trumps the lawless and protects the common man. In this hall, we have leaders in nonprofits who can provide needed services to the neediest among us, care for those who are all too often forgotten, and with an outstretched hand lift up those who have fallen to the depths of despair. In this hall, we have educators who can... We have a lot of educators who can produce an education system that utilizes modern methods and technologies to improve the quality of education in our classrooms, so that the system becomes less focused on archaic standardized tests and more attentive to the individual needs and success of each and every student. In this hall, we have leaders in healthcare who can provide quality care to the rich and poor alike, heal the wounded and help the weak, and once and for all, truly reform the healthcare system so that quality coverage is extended to every citizen of the United States. In this hall, we have mental health professionals who can give strength to those who falter and help them find their way in the challenging reality we live in. In this hall, we have publishers who, with the written word, can enlighten the world to new knowledge and uncover the hidden truths so often missed by the untrained eye. In this hall, we have artists and actors who can lift the spirit of a fallen nation by touching our hearts and stirring our souls, reminding us all of our shared humanity, but also inspiring us to forge ahead even during the bleakest of times. In this hall, we have information systems experts who can put their training and knowledge to use, creating an even more interconnected world, linking together not only people but ideas from every corner of the globe, fostering peace and understanding in a world troubled by war and distrust. In this hall, we have environmentalists, now educated with the most current information in the field, who can not only find a solution we seek to reverse global climate change in our lifetime, but can also influence a new era in energy policy, an era that shuns oil and fossil fuels in favor of wind and solar energy, because there will never be a wind or solar spill that decimates a Gulf or our globe. In this hall, each of us can work together to resolve every global crisis we face in this new century with a new global perspective, united as a League of Nations and upholding the noble values of compassion, opportunity, justice, and peace. And so today, at a time when we no longer hear the words, "Yes, we can," with the frequency we once did, in this moment, in this hall, I can look out from this stage and see the reason why I still believe in my heart the simple truth that is, yes, we can. God bless the class that can, and God bless the class of 2010. Thank you.